right. Morning, everyone. Well, it is for me over here in Bali. Incredible scenery here. And as promised, I will bring you a video early in the morning so that the New York market and the US market is awake. Sorry, European market, maybe if you're in the UK, you are still up, but Central Europe is probably already asleep. Once again, coming to you from Ubud, Bali, Indonesia, where it's really nice. The financial summit takes place at a different resort, just as nice, but this is gorgeous. The thumbnail of this video is actually of the resort that I'm staying in right now for just a couple of days, and then it'll be time to move on to yet another country. All right, guys, let's go straight to the charts. The price has moved, and I have not seen any of the charts since I did this video yesterday. Where is crap? All right, hold on. Before I dock something stupid, let me yes. Let me close a couple of tabs here. Close a couple of tabs and then we'll be good to go. Okay, here we go. Let's get that screen share up. All right, Vays.com. If you want to support this YouTube channel, please use the affiliate links. That's pretty much the only way I'm somewhat financing Bitcoin evangelism these days, because I don't do any more workshops. I don't do consulting. I don't really do anything anymore other than a few conferences. So please check it out. If you're looking for a Bitcoin debit card, just added Embly. No shitcoin like the Monaco or the 10x cards. Also, if you're going to be shopping for airline travel and hotel travel, actually, I'm pretty sure it's airline. I'm not sure about the hotel part. Travel by Bit. Check that out. Also, if you're going to be trading, here are some options for you. All right, let's go to the charts. We'll go straight to the charts this time. What do we got on the weekly scale? Let's zoom in. I'm going to refresh this to make sure I'm looking at the latest price of Bitcoin. Okay. Try this again. Okay. I don't want to lose it. Let's try this again. Maybe I'll just zoom in. That looks like the latest price of Bitcoin. 9,300. That's a pretty big pop on this weekly scale. You guys know my rules on double tops. I hate double tops. I'm going to refresh this just in case. Anytime the price comes back to an area of the prior swing high, it has a very, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't want to lose this. Let's see what happens. Okay. We'll take a look at the oscillators next time. I spent a little bit of time on it yesterday. I'm going to wait till the weekly candle ends and then we'll revisit the oscillators. So the weekly candle looks really good. The week is now halfway over. I believe it's already Wednesday. I am a little bit ahead of most of the world. And still Tuesday night for the majority in the US. And that's a very nice looking candle. We have taken out the double top. So now that the double top is taken out, the price of Bitcoin could top anywhere prior to the lower than the prior swing high. Where was the prior swing high? The prior swing high, by using the weekly candles, is at 10,350. So as long as Bitcoin goes anywhere below, say, 10,000, that is a clearly lower high. Now, also keep in mind that the prior swing high did not really make it to this descending trend line that I have drawn. Now, everyone is going to draw their own trend line. This trend line could have been drawn differently. This trend line could have been drawn steeper. And in fact, it could have been drawn significantly steeper. The trend line can also be drawn like this, which makes it steeper. So keep that in mind. The trend line could also be drawn a lot more loosely. This is why I'm not a huge fan of trend lines. If I do this, and then I do this, that is still a valid trend line. And in fact, some people may draw their trend line like this, which is the least, which is the most relaxed trend, I guess the most conservative trend line, right? Sometimes you want to be the most conservative. This is the most conservative trend line. And this means that Bitcoin could go as high as $12,100 this week, 12,225 this week, and still technically be in a declining bear market, okay? Because it will technically still have a lower swing high than the prior two highs. So it really depends how you draw your trend line. I am drawing it by hitting the most number of candles without crossing any of the bodies, okay? Now, you can say that technically I'm crossing the body of that red candle, but maybe I'll adjust it up a little bit. So this is my personal rule on drawing trend lines. I don't know why I drew it so far out. So there it is. So this is the tone Vays trend line that hits the most number of candles without crossing any of the bodies. So as long as the price of Bitcoin stays under this trend line, I am going to be only a short-term bull, not a long-term bull. Okay, sorry. I'm going to be only a short-term bull, not intermediate-term bull, but I am always a long-term bull. So maybe that doesn't come up well in my videos. I am a hodler of last resort. I will continue to run my node and run my miner when I don't get electrocuted by it. For those that watched the video of me trying to set it up, I will continue to do all that as long as Bitcoin stays above $700. I think below $700, I will probably throw in the towel. I will admit that my life the last 5 years has been a mistake, and I will find something else to do with my life. So as long as Bitcoin stays above $700, I will be, you know, the hodler of Bitcoin of last resort. I will take it to my grave as long as it stays above 700. 700, like I said, 700 is when I throw in the towel. And after the 2024 halving, that number will probably get raised to say 2,000 or so. I don't know. I'll have to reevaluate the situation. With every halving, that number becomes slowly higher. Okay, so that's the weekly chart. The daily chart is probably the interesting one. Let me see. So this is why these arrows are on the chart, because anytime Bitcoin can break a level of certain resistance, it's anticipated to go higher. That's how I trade, okay? I don't like to delete my arrows. So what this says is, if Bitcoin can get below this line, I would anticipate a drop to this line. And if it drops below this line, then I would anticipate a drop lower. But the reverse is also true. If Bitcoin can break this level of resistance, I expect it to go higher. If it breaks the next level of resistance, I expect it to go higher. It got rejected here. When it gets rejected, it's expected to come down to the next level of support. It rebounded a little bit, like a day or two early for me. The coronavirus might have had something to do with it. I'm not a news trader, guys. I'm a TA trader. There are people that trade the news. I don't. I trade TA. 50% of the time, the news helps me. 50% of the time, the news, I can't say wrecked because I don't get wrecked. I use stop losses. If you use stop losses, you can't get wrecked. Wrecked means you don't get to trade again. I hate it when Ugly Old Goat uses the word wrecked when he loses 2 Bitcoin because he trades with like, I don't know, 100 or whatever, right? Like you don't get wrecked. Like when you lose 2% of your trading account, that's not wrecked. Those of you that watched my money management video, you know that you should only trade with 10% of your liquid funds. So you should only trade with 10% of your money. And out of that pool of your trading, no trade should lose you more than 2% of your money. So what ugly old gold calls wrecked, he probably just lost, less than 1% of his value. Like that's not wrecked. That's responsible money management. So here we are. A green 2 went above a green 1. It was above resistance. I personally not a big fan of trading these because I hate jumping in on trades that are already overextended. But the TA doesn't care. The TA says once you break the 200-day moving average, once you break this line of resistance, expect price to go up to the next level of resistance. The next level of resistance is at 7,800. So right now, sure, we could get a pullback, but right now, I would be looking for higher prices. We're only on a 3 daily, so I am looking for higher prices here, but we will take a look at the lower level time frames. The 12-hour chart is on a 7. So the 12-hour time frame could potentially top in about 2 candles. So we have about 10 more hours to go, and then there'll be an 8 and a 9. So let's look for a top on a 12-hour chart. My best guess, somewhere in 60s, 96, $9,700 area. Like there's no reason other than the price got a little too high, a little too fast. I don't see any TA reason why it should stop here, just like I didn't see any TA reason when I did this video, like 8 hours ago or something, because the charts were bullish on the short term. Here's the 4-hour chart. So here's a classic 4-hour chart. It tops on a 9. That is the top. The 4-hour chart has been great with sequential. It tops on a 9. It has a 1 to 4 candle correction. In this case, either 1 or 2 candles. It depends if you're counting the 9 or not. Some do, some don't. It had a 1 to 4 candle correction, and now it started the countdown phase. But it's already in a countdown phase. Okay, so technically we were finishing the prior countdown phase. So we're not going to start the next one. The new code doesn't start another countdown. It just lets the first one finish. So I'm still bullish here. Maybe we can get to a 999. Maybe, so we got 4 hours times 7 candles. So 4 times 7, about 28 more hours of upside. About 2 days worth of upside, a little less, day and a half. Actually less than that, like a day and or quarter. So we're pulling back here a little bit, but that's because we just had a crazy 4-hour stretch. Maybe a little bit of a low. Like again, there's nothing in the charts that says get out of your short-term trade. Now GBTC obviously pops to the upside. It's hard to trade the U.S. markets when you're here in Asia, and meeting people. This is the CME futures. I'm gonna refresh this just in case. The CME futures should be open at this hour. I believe, is it refreshing or what? What's going on? A gap on the CME futures. These gaps tend to close. You can see this giant gap closing. Gaps on CME futures tend to close, so we'll see when this gap closes. I don't think it's going to close today. I still think there's a little bit more upside, and then we are going to close this gap like we always do. We still have a countdown from this 9 that has not yet been negated. We either need a 9 or we need to get like fully above this setup trend line here. Let's look at traditional markets real quick. Oh, hope my computer doesn't overheat. Oh, hey guys, Unconfiscatable. Please check it out. Awesome speakers, great tournaments. Please check out Unconfiscatable, going on in Las Vegas soon, in about 3 weeks. Also, I am in Bali, and Bali is one of the homes of the Financial Summit, a small networking event. So check it out. That will be November 1 to 7. Also, we're doing one in the Dominican Republic for those closer to the US and Europe on April 19 to 25. You can check out all the details on thefinancialsummit.com. Understanding Bitcoin is also coming back. We will be back in Malta, finalizing the venue details now, and then tickets will probably go up on sale the day after Unconfiscatable. The day after Unconfiscatable, we'll start the ticket sales for Malta, May 28th to 31st. All right, S&P 500, let's go take a look. That's the futures. I got to start looking at the cash market. The cash market is rebounding nicely. This was probably a little bit of a panic over the virus over in China. I am not scared of the stock market crashing. Let's see if we can get back to new all-time highs. I'm a bull. I've been a bull for a while. The weekly chart is still very, very clean, and everything looks okay. Let's see where the week closes. If the week closes the gap, I will still be waiting for my 9 on the weekly at the new all-time high. I think palladium is the one I'm paying attention to the most right now. I believe palladium has more to pull back. I believe palladium has a good chance of going back to the 50-period moving average, which beautiful textbook top on a 999, the trifecta, daily, weekly, and monthly 9. So we are looking at a 1 to 4 month correction. It could go all the way down to the 200-day. It may only go to the 50-day. It may only go to the 20-day, but I think it's going to go a little further than the 20-day. We have played out the 1 to 4 day correction. It's possible this is over. Good futures are so leveraged, plenty of good money to have already been made. You take some of that profit and then you hold on to that short trade for a little bit longer to see if it continues to go down, because the weekly is just getting started. The weekly is just coming off a 9, so it definitely has a few more candles to go. Palladium might have gotten a little bit out of control. Okay, that's about it for me. Let's look at gold. Gold's on a 9. It should have been out of gold. I believe I mentioned it yesterday. Time to get out of gold, and you can always get back in. Nothing stopping you there. All right, I'm gonna glance at your live chat for a second, and then we're gonna call it a day. Let me see. A question from Brian Kelly. I don't believe this is the Brian Kelly from CNBC. I don't think he likes me very much because he's a shitcoiner, and I've called him out. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Tone, happy travels. Thank you for your work. What % chance do you feel we have of reaching the 200 moving average again before Bitcoin halving? Well, on which time frame? Guys, you gotta be specific. Are you talking about the weekly 200-day or the day? Well, we just crossed the daily, so I have to assume you're talking about the weekly 200-day. What chance do we have of hitting this 200-day before the halving? My chances have not changed. I'm still going to go with 60% until proven otherwise. How do I get proven otherwise? Well, we get a lot closer to the halving. So maybe in March, end of March, Bitcoin moves quickly. I mean, look, we fell from 10,000 down to 6,500 in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 weeks, right? Now, if we do that again, we're going to be a hell of a lot closer to the 200-day, because at the time, the 200-day was below 5. And now the 200-day is at 5.5. You know, in a few weeks from now, the 200-day is going to be at like 5.6, 5.7. So my percentages haven't changed. When my percentages changed, I'll let you guys know. Hey guys, my computer might overheat, so I want to show you a little bit of the view here before I go back to the live chat. Let me stop the live stream. I'm not going to go back to the charts anymore. Let's see who we got in the chat. Dealing with one monitor here, so it's hard. My computer is really hard. It's really hot. Hey, Leah. Welcome, Leah. Hello. Wow, I've seen a lot of people I haven't seen in a while. Also very bright. I'm not going to look at stocks today, guys, next time. Oh, yeah, somebody asked me to look at SWKS. It's a stock I never heard of, so let's go take a look. I'm always curious about stocks I've never heard of. SWKS, Skyworks. All right. Oh, beautiful top right on a 9. Well, technically topped on the 8. Earnings? Oh, it was earnings. I would have been out of that stock. Double 9, very nice. That's the weekly. Let's look at it on the daily. Let's wait for sequential. Nothing interesting on the daily. I can go back to the, well, this is a nice 913 here. Yeah, that's a nice run up. It's probably due for a bit of a correction. Stock looks good. I wouldn't be concerned. I would look for a potential rebound in this area. You know, that's the prior average swing high. We broke out, beautiful buying opportunity when you break prior swing high and pull back to the prior swing high, and then probably more upside. I have no idea what this company does, but I like it. I like it. It's about damn time. You know, they had a nice run up about 8 years ago, consolidated since 2015, and finally broke out. I can see the stock at $200. Looks like whatever the hell they do, they know what they're doing. I can see it. You know, I'll let TA be my guide. Look, nice bullish cross. All 3 moving averages are rising. Consensio is great. Consensio looks good. All right. I have to stop this before my computer overheats. I'll give you guys a quick look at my scenery behind me. It's getting really hot. Might even jump in the pool. Boom, there you go. This is the view of a villa in Ubud, Indonesia. Ubud, Bali, Indonesia. Oops. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.